Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome back to my campaign of Forgotten Ruin, the adventure war game. In the last video, I played the first field exercise called Basic Combat, and I went up against two mobs of 4 orc warriors each. In this one, this is exercise number 2 called Infantry Tactics. I will be taking my Fire Team 2 plus my Sergeant up against 2 mobs. One is a 6 orc warrior mob, and the other is a 6 orc archer mob. I also get one leadership tactic that I can call in when needed, and we'll get to that. So let me just go ahead and explain. I've set it up here where my my squad of 5, including the sergeant, the saw, and then 3 with assault rifles. They are on this side, and over here on the other side, I have these guys. I don't have a whole lot of orcs, so these guys are going to represent the orc warriors, and these blue guys are going to represent the orc archers. So if you haven't watched the last video, you definitely want to do that because it's going to go over some of the basic rules, which I'm not going to go into super detail here. But what I need to do is I need to roll 5 dice for the fast phase. We always start in the fast phase. And so I'm going to roll these and assign them. Now, my platoon sergeant has a reaction of 3. So I can give 3s. And also my fire team leader has a 3, so that's really good. So let's go ahead and get started. I got a 6, 6, 5, 5, and a 2. I got a single 2. Now, my crew is once again in this area. There's no humans or civilians out. We know something's going on, but we don't see the enemy. That's not entirely true. These guys can see the enemy down there. But they also want to get into some cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign the 2 to the saw guy moves the slowest. He still moves 5, but if he moves more than half his movement, 2.5 inches, he cannot shoot his weapon. So we're going to go ahead and get him in position, and I want to get him up high where he has some cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him 5 inches, and that would get him to right here. And then he is going to dash, which gives him another 2 inches, and I'm going to put him right up here behind these barrels. So he's got cover, and he's sort of seeing the whole world here. All right, after the fast phase, now I only got to move 1 guy in fast phase. I'm going to turn this to a 6 to indicate he has moved. We're going to come around here to the enemy. Now the enemy, this enemy can't see me because of these trees, but these guys did see one of mine, and so they will move. These are archers, by the way, so they can take a shot if they're within 24 inches. I believe it's 24. If somebody knows the rules for the range of the archers, let me know, because I looked and I could not find them anywhere. Didn't see the range of that weapon. So, I found pistol, shotgun, anti-tank weapon, but nothing about medieval weapons. Okay, hold on, here we go. Maybe I didn't see it. Bows and crossbows, range of 18. Okay, I kind of figured it had to be somewhere. So they're definitely out of range. Or at least my saw guy is. 18 would put it right about here. So they got to get in here. But I'm going to move them as if they, I'm going to give them some intelligence. They want to stay in cover. So we're going to move these archers first. They will move as a mob. Wherever they end up, they try to be within 1 inch of one another. So I'm going to go ahead and move them. We'll try to. They move 5. Their speed is 5, so they can go over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to. This one will go here. I'm just sort of placing them as a mob not really trying to measure it accurately, just as long as they're staying together. They're going to move over here, and they're not going to dash, because dashing would put them out in the open, and that's not what they want. Now, these guys don't know where we are. They could go left, they could go right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll, and I definitely want them going this way. This group is going to go this way. So, but the question is, do they go up the middle or do they go here? So let's see. Let's see what happens. They're going to go through the trees. All right. So again, they can move 5, which would put this guy all the way up here. And they won't dash, because that would put them out in the open. So they've just moved into cover. Everybody's getting into cover. And that is the end of the enemy phase. Now, after the enemy phase, we go back to the slow phase, which is basically all my remaining squad. Since they didn't move on the fast, they move on the slow. So the Saw guy, he saw them go into the woods, and now I can sort of see some movement back there. So I want to get the central ground here rather than go wide. And so I'm going to try to get these guys into cover. So all of them, this one can move 5, and if he moves a dash, he can get behind this tree. And he has moved. I'm going to get my sergeant, who has +1 combat. I want him up high as well. So he moves 5, which puts him here. And he's going to get up here and move this so that he's got cover as well. And he is done. That remains these 2 guys. Let's get this one over behind this tree. 5 + 2 is... if you move in a straight line, you can move 3. So 5 + 3 would be 8. And that would get him all the way over here behind this tree. He has moved. And then lastly, maybe I want to get them all up high. Up here is a good viewpoint, good vantage point. Let's do that. 5 would put him here, and another 2 could put him here in cover behind this. So I've got 3 looking out and 2 on the sides here, and that is it. I will collect the dice. We'll go back to the fast phase, and I'm going to roll for my... What I'm looking for is 1s, 2s, and 3s. I got a 1, a 2, and 2 5s. This is good. All right, so I may want my Saw guy to move up a little bit. He could get up here, or yeah, I'm going to move him. I'm going to move him up here behind this table. He's just going to leapfrog up here, and he'll be done. So he moved. I gave him a 1, and since everybody's 3 or less, I've got no 1s. They're all 2, so I can give the 1 to any 2, and I can give the 2 to any 3 or 2. So I'm going to give this to... do I want to get him up closer? I may get him up here. He can dash 8, which definitely puts him into cover here, and that's what I'm going to do. So let me rotate the table here. So I got him up behind this wheelbarrow up here, or this cart. This one right here, moving 8, I could get him up into this behind this bush right here, but that's kind of too far. Maybe I get him behind this. If he moves 8, he could get here, but that's in the open. I think he's going to leapfrog. Actually, he could go here for 5 and just stay in cover right here, and then later he'll move up behind this box. And he is done. So those are 3 of my guys. So now we come over here for the enemy phase. Let's see what the enemy's going to do. All right, these guys, let's do the archers first. Now, the archers could go this way to come around and flank me, or they can go straight. So what we'll do is what I'll do is I'll go 1, 2, 3, they're going to go this route. 4, 5, 6, they're going to go this route. 6, they're going to go around. They're going to try to flank me. So that's fine. So they can sprint in a straight line. That would be 8, which puts this one all the way right here. They're still in cover. They've still got this cover over here. So all these guys will move up to stay together. And I don't like archers. They got that ranged weaponry, and that is going to be, because I got one guy here who is going to be, it's going to be questionable. So those guys have moved. All right, these guys, they can see through the trees here. They know I'm here, but they really don't have much to do. They will not go into the open. They don't want to go out here. But they would sprint to try to do that. The closest one, 8, which is there, he could get all the way to here. And then the rest of them would be behind him. But they could move into cover. They could get over here behind this wagon. They could come this way, which I think they may do. Let's see, how does that work? 8 would put him over here. He's still in the open. They're supposed to be played aggressively. Like when they see the enemy, they're gonna gun it. So maybe I play them. You know what? We'll give them a chance too. So what we'll do, we'll roll a d6, and we'll say on a 1 to 3, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to go straight at me. On a 4, 5, or 6, they've decided, you know what? Let's try to flank them. 5, they're going to try to flank me. So they can move 8. This one's the closest. 8 would get him right here. So the rest of them will come around this way. They've decided, they know where we are. We're in the middle. So they're like, hey, we got our archers going around the other way. They'll flank, and we'll come this way. All right, so they're there, and they've moved. And that gives my slow guys, it's now slow phase. And all I've got is these 2 guys right here. Now this guy could move up and get some cover. Yeah. I'm going to move this guy up with the. He's going to shove the table. He's going to move closer, and that's all he can do. This guy is going to dash all the way up here into cover, and he is done. And that is the end of the slow phase. Now you may be wondering, I'm going to get slammed by 6 coming this way and 6 coming this way, but I do have a trick up my sleeve that I'm hoping I can pull off correctly. All right, it is now my turn. I will roll 6 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I got a 1 and a 2, and that's it. Everybody else will move in slow phase. So I need to give it to this guy and maybe this guy. Or maybe the saw. No. Who do I want to move? They're in good position. This guy could get up here. He'll move all the way up here into cover. I want to own this area up here, and he has moved. All right. And then I'm thinking this guy behind the wheelbarrow, I need to get, I know they're flanking me, so I'm going to pull him around. I'm going to come over here and get into cover. Partial cover, so I can fire through there. And that is it. He is done. All right. These guys, they can sort of see me through there. They're going to try to move a little bit closer and then maybe attack. Now they have they have 18. If they move over here, they can shoot at the closest, although he's in cover. He's got good cover. This one, 18. Yeah. So this one will move, they'll move around. And I'm thinking only a few of them will get a shot. There'll be like 2. So 2 of these guys are going to get shots. They're within range. The way this works is they're going to shoot at this one. I am in cover. Now I'm within range. And they get no combat. They get no bonus for combat. Now it does say they only hit on a 5 or 6. Let me look that up. Pretty sure it's just there was something about the archers only hitting on a 5 or 6. Here we go, archers. The mob has ranged weapons with archery. Okay. So the orcs, they have +0 combat. And if we look at the combat rules, let's get back to it. So for shooting, target is in the open. Target is in cover. It's a 6 or higher. So this one will shoot first, 6 or higher, and misses. And this one will shoot and misses. All right. So they both shot. And I guess I could indicate, well, they've moved. That was enemy phase. They've moved. Over here, these guys are going to continue to come around. If they go 5, that puts them right here. There's 6 of them. And they could move 2 more inches. They're still in cover, which I think they would do. They're running. Okay. And that leaves my slow phase guys. Now, he sees them, so he is going to shoot. They are within range. They are not in cover. Nope. That one, this one's not in cover. That one actually kind of is. So I'll give him cover. This one would be hit on a, let's see. If combat for, we're not playing the aggression rules, which is good. Okay, here we go. Target is in the open, 4 or higher. Okay, and it's within range. 4 or higher. I rolled a 2 and I miss. So he shot and missed. And then Saw Guy here, there is cover. But he could hit the front too, but he's going to need to roll 6s or higher. He gets 4 shots. 4 shots. He'll shoot at the closest one. So I'm going to do these one at a time. I need a 6 or higher to hit. I got a 4. So that's a miss. 2's a miss. 5's a miss. That's a hit. All right, we got a hit. Now, the toughness of that creature is 3. So as long as I roll a 3 or higher, it knocks him out. I rolled a 5. So I managed to kill this one. And because I defeated it, I get 1 morale die, which I'll roll in a minute. And he is done. Saw Guy. I said that was Saw. This was my Saw Guy. So he, still, same thing. This one will only get 1 shot at that one who's in cover. So I need a 6 or higher. And I miss. And I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 1 more. Oh, that's 5. Yeah, sorry. This one right here moved but didn't shoot. So he's done. So let me pick up my dice. 3, 4, 5, 6. And we will. But before we do, we got to do the morale roll. Now, the morale roll, anytime you kill an enemy, if it's just a standard creature, you roll a die, and on a 1, another enemy will flee the battlefield. And I rolled a 2, so nobody flees. All right, let's go ahead and roll for fast phase. I got a 1 and a 2, and the others are no good. All right, now, this guy sees this group over here. So here's what I'm going to do. And again, this is just one of those, I'm learning the game. There is this thing called fire. I get 1 leadership tactic. And one of those is called fire support. It's basically you can call in artillery. And you can do it as long as you have line of sight, which I do, to this one. So to call in the fire support, you have to roll a d6 and add your wits. Now, this guy right here, let's see, who do I want to call it? I rolled a 1 and a 2, so I'm going to have him call it in. He's just my standard. Is he my sergeant? Yes, my sergeant. He has plus wits of 0. So I just roll a d6. On a 4 or higher, I can call it in. I cannot this turn. So he'll just take a shot at this one. He needs a 6 to hit it. I rolled a 4 and he misses. Now, okay. Okay. I have a 2, and I will call it in with my saw. Actually, no, because then he won't get to shoot when these guys make appearance. I'm going to give it to this one because he can see them. He can see this one. Yeah. So I'm going to call it in again. He is backwards baseball cap. He has +0, so I need to roll a 4 or higher. And I rolled a 2. So he can't do it, but he can shoot at this one and cover. He needs a 6 or higher to hit. I rolled a 2, and he misses. All right. They are angry. They will all move to attack now, since they're going to get shots. So they all move 5. They're all going to move into cover, or into position where they can take shots. And then I just got to decide who's going to shoot where. All right, so if I come over here, they are all definitely within 18. They can't see him. They can see this one, and they can see this one. Some can see this, some can see this, and a couple can see him. So what we'll do is there are 5 that are going to shoot. So I'll have 2 shoot here, 1 shoot here, and 2 shoot here. Being that they... yeah, that's it. Because this one can shoot at the saw, but this one can see him more clearly. So what we're going to do is he's in cover. So I'm going to have these 2 will shoot at this one. They need 6s to hit. And 5 and a 3. I'll re-roll that since it was off the thing. 5 and a 3 miss. So they miss. I'm going to turn them to face me to indicate they've done. Then this one is going to shoot at the saw. He needs a 6 or higher. He got a 5. He misses. And then these 2, actually, these 2 were the one to shoot there, and then these 2 will shoot there. 6 of one, half does the other. But I'm going to spin these around, and then these 2 will both fire at this one behind the table. 6s to hit. 5 and a 4 miss. So they miss. Coming around over here, we got these guys. These guys are going to get closer. They want to move 5, which will keep them in cover. Keep them in cover. And if they move 2, well, one of them could get a shot at this one. No, these aren't archers. So they will not. They won't move into the open. They're warriors, so they will try to stay in cover until they can get into melee combat. All right. Now my slow guys. All right. Saw will try to call in a air support. The saw guy has +0 wit, so I need to roll a 4 or higher. I rolled a 4. So how does fire support works? So I called it in, and if you succeeded on the first attempt, okay, a successful call allows you to aim the fire mission anywhere. Place a marker and roll a d6. So I'm going to place it right here in the middle. Then, actually, I'll just put a little yellow to indicate where it's going to be marked. All right, so I'm calling in fire support right here in the middle of them. Place a marker and roll a d6. On a 5 or 6, it lands where you want it. Otherwise, it's a number of inches equal to the difference. I rolled a 1. So it's going to move 4 inches in a random direction. Which random direction? That way. 4 inches puts it right here at the base of the tree. Now, the next thing it says is a figure struck directly by the marker takes 3 hits. All figures within 2 inches take a hit. So the only one that looks like he's going to take a hit, that's definitely within 2. Nah, that one's just outside. So the one within 2 gets 1 hit, and it's +1 damage. What is +1 damage? What you do is, remember, I have to roll to beat his toughness. A hit is an automatic. I don't have to roll to see if it hit. It hit. I roll for his toughness. It equals or exceeds to kill him. His toughness is 3. I have to roll a 3. But this type of attack does +1 damage, so I'm going to add +1 to this, which means I only need to roll a 2 or higher. And I rolled a 1. So 1 + 1 is 2, and it does not kill him. But I am going to remove this tree. This tree is now kablooied, which means you guys are in the open. Now, I can call in fire support again next turn, but it becomes a 5 or higher to call it in successfully. It adds +1 every time you call it in again. So I called in fire support with my saw, and he can now shoot. And I have 1, 2, 3. I only really have 4 in clear. They're in clear. I'm going to shoot at the closest one, and I need a 4 or higher to hit. There's no cover. Miss. Second shot. Hits. Does it kill it? I need to roll a 3 or higher. It does. So this one is gone, which gives me a morale check. But he's got 2 more shots. So he'll shoot the next one. Needs a 4 or higher. Misses. And the last shot, I roll a 3 and misses. So one did. He's done. Now he radios or yells out that we got hostile. So this guy will step out, and he's in partial cover. I'm gonna keep him in cover with the thing. He'll shoot at the front one. He needs to roll a 4 or higher. He rolls a 4. Does it kill it? 3 or higher. I rolled a 3, so it does kill it, and that's another one down, which means I get to roll 2 morale dice. But we're not done yet. So he took a shot. And lastly, I've got this guy who can turn. I can see the one on the far left, and he needs a 4 or higher to hit. I rolled a 3 and misses. Actually, yellow is... No, he does not. He's done. All right, that is it for the fast phase. All 5 of mine have gone. I get to roll for morale. Now, since I'm shooting here, I'll roll these, and on a 1, on either one, an enemy will run away. I got a 4 and a 4, so none of them run away. And now we go to the fast phase again. So I'll collect the dice, and I will roll. I could really use some 1s and 2s, a lot of 1s and 2s. I got a 1, and that is it. I'm going to give that 1 to the saw, because he can do multiple shots, and there's only 3 enemies left. So he is going to shoot at the 2 that he can see. The other one, by the way, is in cover behind that tree. So I'm going to be shooting at those 2. He'll shoot at the closest one. He gets 4 shots. First shot, hits. Does it get past the armor or toughness of 3? I rolled a 4. It does. So that's another one dead. And we get a roll, a morale roll. Second shot, he'll shoot that second one. And I rolled a 5, which is a hit. Does it kill it? 3 or higher? It does. Second one is gone, which gets me another morale roll. Now he's got 2 shots in cover, which is basically 6s. I'll roll the 2 remaining shots. A 6 will hit it. And believe it or not, I rolled a 6. Does it kill it with a 3 or higher? A 4 will do it. Now, normally I would say that the morale roll could be rolled to take those out, but they don't know that I'm tearing it up over here. So I'm just going to ignore the morale roll because they don't know that I'm destroying these guys. And that is the end of the fast phase. So these guys, again, remember, they want to get into melee. They don't have ranged. So they will move. They will move 5 inches. The ones who can stay in cover will do so, which would be this front one. This one can move over here into cover. And then one more will move up here into cover. This one will move into cover. And then these 2, 8, will bring them still over here into cover. So they're all split up, and they're getting ready to make their attack run. And remember, I don't know they're back here until they do line of sight. I mean, I do have appearance, but I'm not sure they're over there. They've done very well at hiding themselves. So now I get the slow phase. Slow phase is everybody except for my saw guys. So, again, these guys are in cover, so I'm not sure where I am. I'm going to pull him. I don't know what to do here. I'm going to move him up here. Actually, yeah, I think I'm just going to move this guy. He'll move here. This one's going to move up here. And the only other change I'm going to make is this guy will move here. And this guy is going to move over here into cover between the wagon and the thing. And that's all I can really do. That was slow phase. So let's do fast phase. 5 dice. And I'll re-roll that one. I got 1 3. 2 3s. Okay, the 3s can be given to my leader and my sergeant. The sergeant is the green pointer, which is him. And the other one, the fire team leader, is the one with the beard. Who is, which one? He's yellow. Is it this one? Yeah, this guy. All right. We are going to try to get to cover again. I'm trying to make it from here over to here. So let's go ahead and have him go 8, which gets him to right here. He's not going to go the full way. He'll go down and get in cover here. So he's done. This guy, the bearded guy, he can go 5, which would be right here. And then I'm just going to have him jump down into cover, and he is done. And that is it. All right, now it is time. We're coming over here. The orcs heard all the machine gun fire. They heard the screams of their brothers dying. They are going to make a run for it. So we're going to start at the closest, which would be this one. He can go 5, which puts him here. And then he can only go 2. He could 3 in a straight line, but he's going to try to make the bridge. He's going to move over here to the bridge. So now I see him coming. They're coming out of the woodworks. This one right here can move 8 in a straight line, which would put him right behind him, right there. 8 would put him right, this is ugly, right here. And then these 3, 8, puts this one here, here. Can't call in fire team now because it would be bad if it came near me. Plus it's too near me. So I've got 6 orcs now on the side. And that is the end of the enemy phase. Slow phase. I am going to move back here and shoot at this front one. He is within 6 inches. Yep. And he's not in cover because I've got the height advantage. I will hit him with a 3 or higher. He's only got 1 shot. And I rolled a 4. And his toughness is 3. And a 4 will kill him. So I get a morale rise. Now he is done. Saw will jump up on the table. And he will mow them down. He moved less than his 2.5, so he can shoot. He gets 4 shots. I'm just going to shoot at the closest. First shot hits. Does it get through his defensive 3? It does not. But he is stunned. And I haven't done that yet. I'll go over that in a minute. Second shot will be on the one behind him. That's a hit. Does it kill him? It does. He's done. And we get another morale roll. Third die will be this one. 4 will hit. 3 or higher? Yep. This one goes away. And I get another morale roll. And then last shot, we'll do the one in the middle here. And misses. All right. There are 3 enemies left, and I get to roll 3 morale dice. A 1 will cause one to move. Not a single one decides to flee. All right, so he is done, and that only leaves this guy. This guy can move here, and he will fire at that one. He's within 6, 3 or higher hits. I rolled a 1, and he misses. That is it for the slow phase. Why did I do the morale roll early? Anyway, I picked these up, and we go to fast phase, and hopefully I can get these 3. I need some 1s and 2s so I get the initiative. Actually, hold on. I'm supposed to roll 5 dice, not 6. Okay, come on. I'll re-roll that one. I got a 2 and a 2. So 2 of my guys are going to get to go. I'm going to give it to the saw, and I'm going to give it to him. All right, so the saw guy gets 4 shots. I will shoot at the closest, 4 or higher. Hits, 3 or higher, kills him, and he dies. Second shot, hits the nearest one, 3 or higher, kills it. And third, was that the second shot? That was the, I can't remember. No, he took 2 shots. Third shot, hits. Does it kill him? Yes. And that is it. I have killed all of the orcs and maintained my crew. Now, this is just a training exercise. It's not meant to be like really difficult. There are there are additional rules that are supposed to be in effect, like an aggression rule, which makes the enemy get tougher and more aggressive as time goes on. It's said to ignore those for these 3 training missions. It also said to ignore tactics unless specified, which it did give me 1 tactic, which was the fire support, which I used to get rid of quite a few of those, or actually just 1, I guess. But yeah, that's the game. There are more powerful enemies. There are more powerful weapons. There are different strategies. But in the next episode, I'm going to play the third and final training exercise, or called field exercise. It's called Patrol and Force. It says you get your full squad. So I get 10. I get 8. Fire team and a squad leader. So I get 8, 9. I'll have 9 soldiers. You will be facing 2 mobs. 1 of 5 orc warriors and 1 of 5 orc archers. They are set up out of sight in cover. I get a single leadership tactic, and it says the objective is to move to the center of the table and have a soldier spin in action there, then retreat off your own battlefield, and that will be a completion. That one doesn't sound too bad, but you never know the way rolls are going to go. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me on this game of Forgotten Ruin. 1 more field exercise, and we will be getting to the actual campaign, which will consist of 12 games, and then the 13th scenario is against a big boss, a big evil. So we'll see how we do that. Now, when I finish the 3 field exercises, I do get a bonus, and I'll tell you what that is. It says that when you finish the 3 exercises, you get 2 support points. And support points can be used to call those leadership, or I believe they can, for paying attention and allow you to go to the first campaign but with a bit of extra help. They can be cashed in for benefits such as fire support or additional help. So 2 of those, right now I have 0. I do have 5 story points. I wasn't going to burn any of my story points during these field exercises, but these can be used to manipulate the roles and the game in ways that tell a better story. So I will be back in a week with the next episode of Forgotten Ruin, and we'll play the 3rd scenario and see how it goes. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me on this playthrough. I'll be back in a week. Everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.